It's the Chicago Sky on the road taking Gatorade starting lineups for the Sky.
Chicago late after losing point guard Court. How to fill that huge void without her.
The Sky win the tip. Your officials, Eric Bruton, Kevin Fahey, and Marcy Williams. Nurse thought about the three. Pump fake. Here's Reese in the corner. 10 to shoot. Cross-court pass. Allen, the drive. Baseline jumper. Too strong. And Charles with the rebound. And 7 out of the last 8 against Chicago. But the Sun, a completely different looking team than what they've been in the last couple of years, as Sheldon will try the three and knocks it down.
And I love to see that Sheldon coming off scoring 15 points in their last outing. She's feeling confident offensively.
Ice, when we talked to both Mabry and Charles, they single-handedly pointed out Sheldon as a player that could be breaking through right now for the Suns. 6 to shoot for Nurse. Reese up top, looking for Cardoso down low. Ball batted away. Mabry on the floor to scoop up the rock. Rena Mabry talked about trying to run the show. Mabry for 3. Back-to-back triples to help the Sun get this party started.
The three-point line.
Mabry traded from the Sky to the Sun midway through the season. Last year, she and Nelson Adota, the only returning players for Connecticut. Fine, Nelson Adota tangled up down low, and Chicago will generate the steal.
Yeah, great help defense by Kia Nurse, just making a play on the ball and getting that steal for the Sky.
Nurse on the perimeter. Chicago is coming off a loss on the road at Atlanta, and it's Sheldon that scoops up the loop.
Back-to-back turnovers for Chicago, not how they want to start. And the Sun make it count. Mabry downhill, and it's a quick 8-0 run.
Connecticut shining bright in the early going. And already 2 turnovers, 0 field goals for Chicago. A huge absence for the Sky.
It is tough to replace one of the best passers this game has ever seen, but also the veteran leadership. But Chicago can figure it out if they play inside out. The ball needs to be the fastest object on the floor for the Sky today.
They go inside to Cardoso, and that is a foul. Nelson Adota can't believe it. She thought she got a clean block. And it's going to be her first personal.
I like that action, though. Not a ton of depth at the point guard position for the Chicago Sky. Right now, they have Kia Nurse filling in, but Haley Van Lith is the only kind of true point is left on their roster.
And Tiffany, you were just listening to Tyler Marsh in that last huddle for Chicago.
Just listening to him, and he was imploring this team. Everybody has got to pick it up, is what he said. Remember, he said consistency is the theme for them.
We says their advantage, but post-entry passes are so important. They need to take their time and better set them up to give Cardoso and Reese good passes inside.
Cardoso and Reese coming off double-figure games, and Olivia Nelson Odota, the UConn product, misses both full injuries. She returns, and checking into the game, Bria Hartley, number 14 for Connecticut, getting her first run of the afternoon. Atkins inside, intercepted by Charles. She'll start the break. Hartley on the wing, looking for Charles. Post up, Charles, patient, fading away. Oh, that is one of the all-time greats with a smooth stroke.
Charles fading away over the smaller Kia Nurse. She's made that time and time again in her career. And Angel Reese, I actually like that she shoots that shot from the outside. You have to force the defense to guard you.
To your point, they brought both defenders off of Reese, the double team Atkins. Here's Charles, another jumper, no good. Rebound to Reese.
Chicago could also look to find something in transition a bit if they can get stops.
To your point, the point guard position for Chicago, it'll be point guard by committee essentially. Cardoso galloping through the lane, good attempt, just short. Three. Mabry already with 5 points, poked away. Reese gets the loose ball. Reese, Mabry, one-on-one. Reese gets undercut, falls to the floor, and that's going to be a foul on Mabry, her first.
Angel Reese.
Reese has been double figures in the last 2 games as she hits the free throw, continues to lead the W in rebounding like she did.
And what I'm hearing as well is we know that the Skyscrapers are tall, 6'3" and 6'7", but use their bodies and their physicality to their advantage inside.
See the Sky, 3 turnovers, still looking for their first field goal. Hartley dancing with Allen, goes off the window, just off angle, and Reese another board. Already her 3rd of the game. Atkins, clean look from up top, can't connect. Sheldon with the board. Chicago trying to scramble and transition defense. Charles left open off the front of the rim.
Floor, though, trying to get an easy early post up.
Cardoso seals off. Great catch. Short. Goes up the second time and puts it in.
A really nice pass by Ariel Atkins to throw it. And a good job by Cardoso to stick with it and finish. First
field goal of the game for the Sky. Cuts the lead to 4. Mabry will reset the offense. Pump fake. Lost Nurse. Looking for the 3. Off target. Sheldon. A very casual offensive rebound, and she is fouled. NBA app. J.C. Sheldon getting the start in place of Sanaya Rivers, who was out with an illness. And already Sheldon with 4 quick points. And
defender. And here lately for Connecticut, she started to find her scoring. And that's something they really need. They need another person to decide. This would be huge for the Sun.
Haley Van Lith checks in for Chicago for Connecticut. Kariana Diaby into the game. Atkins to the corner. Van Lith sets her feet, rattles in, and they rule it a 3. So a much-needed outside shot. Van Lith with some early dividends off the bench.
Yeah, when Chicago can get a piece of the paint, they're going to collapse the defense and then look to kick. Good sign early to see Haley Van Lith knock it down from the outside.
Jalen Brown also in for Connecticut off the pine. 5 to shoot. Mabry draws 2. Diaby inside, can't handle it, poked away by the Sky. Here's Reese running the floor. She'll patiently pull it out. Atkins over 2 defenders, sticks the midi.
I love that connection between Reese and Atkins. A fantastic, get right to her midi pull-up, and that's where she thrives.
And you get the sense Chicago has really started to settle in after not the cleanest start, and the defense fueling it right now. Reese forces another turnover, runs the break. Nurse from the corner, on call for the 3.
And that right there is what Skytown wants to.
Eastern on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. It's a 12-2 Chicago run, and another stop for the Sky. Angel Reese has been sensational over the last couple of minutes.
Active, she's getting tips, deflections, steals on the ball. We often talk about her rebounding, but her defense here early has been the difference.
The Sky, 4 for their last 6, and that's going to be a traveling call against Cardoso. She just took 1 extra, their 8-0 start. Their offense is cooled down. Sheldon trying to drive through defenders. Van Lith rips it away. And Chicago feels like that was off the thigh of Sheldon, and it's one of those 50-50 calls. Chicago already in the first corner. Mabry trying to shake Atkins. Shot clock winding down. Mabry with a rainbow 3, no good. Allen scoops it up.
Reminds me what Marina Mabry told us yesterday about sometimes when she plays the 2, it's a little bit easier, she feels like, for players to guard her because they can keep her in one area. In that possession, she only touched the ball once.
Atkins, the pump fake, too strong off the glass. Charles claims it. Mabry just under 2.5 left here in the first quarter. Mabry draws 3 defenders, hits the brakes, can't. Now you see Chicago a little bit more measured in their pace. Atkins coming off the screen, draws 2. Cardoso interrupted. And how about Brown coming? Won't spoil it for our fine viewers here. Charles down low, left hand, off glass, it's good.
Textbook. A nice guard over that right shoulder.
Half-court offensive execution for Chicago. That's what they're trying to find more of. Allen, free throw line jumper, no good. Mabry, another rebound. This time down the floor, Charles has plenty of room, goes over Van Lith, just rolls out. Diaby chases it down, excellent hustle. Charles fading away, you pointed it out. Textbook fadeaway.
Man, and because she really gets that separation.
Lindsey Allen back on the floor for the first time in 6 games for the Sun. Was dealing with hamstring and Achilles issues. Another reserve guard, Van Lith knocked. Now it's an opportunity. Van Lith to Reese, power dribble. Shot clock winding down. That is going to be a shot clock violation.
Communication, not always happening.
Allen defended by Van Lith. Charles gallops with the right hand. The hook, no good. Loose ball. A tussle over it in the corner. And Elizabeth Williams able to reclaim it for the Sky.
The Sky should go. They got numbers right now.
Atkins to Van Lith to the corner. Allen, open look, no good off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound to Van Lith. About an 11-second difference between shot and game clock at the moment. Atkins will flatten it out. Attack Brown one-on-one. Atkins kicks it. Baseline jumper. Williams no good. Rebound. Brown. Clock winding down. 6 seconds left. Can't get it to Mabry. Interrupted. Atkins will have one more chance. Brown steals it. So back-to-back defensive possessions negate any last-second shot. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score 16.